What comes to mind when you hear the word Vikings? Fierce, horned, helmet-wearing barbarians, perhaps? But are these depictions accurate? Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we explore the enigmatic tales and unsolved puzzles of history. The Vikings, originating from Scandinavia during the late 8th to early 11th centuries, have long been misunderstood. Their reputation as ruthless raiders often overshadows their various roles as explorers, traders, and settlers. The phrase Viking itself, rooted in the Old Norse term Viking, signifies an overseas expedition, not a people. Yes, they were fierce warriors, but they were also skilled craftsmen, savvy traders, and astute navigators. The image of a Viking as a mindless barbarian is far from the truth. Recent scholarship has painted a much more complex and intriguing picture of Viking culture and lifestyle. They were not simply destroyers, but creators of a rich and vibrant civilization. So buckle up as we dive into the world of the real Vikings, beyond the barbaric image history painted them to be. Yes, they were fierce warriors, but was there more to their military might than sheer brutality? Let's dive into the true nature of Viking warfare. The Vikings, known for their ferocity in battle, were not just mindless brutes. They were strategic, using cunning and surprise to their advantage. One notable example is the sacking of Lindisfarne in the late 8th century, a raid that shook the world and marked the dawn of the Viking Age. But their military prowess wasn't solely due to their courage or strength. Their weaponry played a significant role. From their formidable axes and swords to their durable shields, the Vikings were well equipped for the challenges of warfare. And yet, it was perhaps their shipbuilding skills that truly set them apart. Crafting sleek, sturdy longships, they created vessels that were not only fit for the rough waters of the North Atlantic, but also for swift surprise attacks along enemy coastlines. These longships, the pride of the Viking fleet, were a testament to their naval dominance and a key factor in their reputation as formidable warriors. So, while their warrior spirit was undeniable, it was their ingenuity and naval prowess that truly set them apart. Driven by necessity and ambition, the Vikings embarked on voyages that would mark their place in history. Across the vast expanse of the North Atlantic, they sailed, driven by a hunger for new lands and resources. The Viking longships, designed with a prowess for naval exploration, were more than just vessels. They were the chariots that bore these Norse explorers to new horizons. Iceland and Greenland, names that echo in the annals of Viking history, were among the territories they settled. The harsh, icy landscapes of these regions were transformed into bustling Viking settlements, resonating with the sounds of life and industry. But their journey didn't end there. These daring seafarers even set foot on North American soil, long before Columbus ever did, leaving a brief but indelible mark. The motivations for these expansive voyages were as diverse as the regions they explored. Economic incentives were a driving force. The promise of new trade routes and wealth lured many a Viking across the sea. But it wasn't just riches that sent them sailing. Overpopulation back home in Scandinavia was a pressing issue, making the quest for new lands a matter of survival. Their voyages were not mere acts of exploration, but a testament to their survival instincts and enterprising spirit. The Vikings were not just raiders, they were traders, and their society was more complex than you might think. Indeed, the Vikings were not merely seafaring marauders, but adept traders, their influence spanning from the frosty Baltics to the opulent Byzantine Empire. Their expeditions were not only for plunder, but also for the pursuit of valuable commodities, integrating them into the intricate web of European trade networks. Their society was far from the image of chaos and violence often depicted. It was a structured and ordered world with clear social stratifications. At the top were the jarls, the noble class, powerful and wealthy. Next came the carls, the free peasants, craftsmen and merchants who formed the backbone of Viking society. At the bottom were the thralls, slaves captured during raids or born into servitude. Women had a significant position, a stark contrast to most other parts of Europe at the time. They managed the household, raised children and could own and inherit property. Some, known as shield maidens, even took up arms. Their society was complex, dynamic, and in many ways ahead of its time. So, how do the Vikings influence our world today? You might be surprised to know that the echoes of their culture still resonate in modern societies. From their progressive laws to their unique social structure, we see reflections of Viking governance in contemporary legal frameworks. The Vikings weren't just temporary invaders, they left a lasting genetic imprint on populations across Europe, a fact affirmed by modern genetic studies. Archaeology continues to unveil treasures from the Viking Age, reshaping our understanding of these formidable seafarers. From ship burials in Norway to artifacts scattered across the globe, each finding paints a more comprehensive picture of Viking life. But what about popular media? Vikings have always been a source of fascination, often portrayed as fierce, horned helmet warriors. Yet thanks to historical advisors, recent films, TV shows and literature have started to depict Vikings in a more nuanced light, highlighting their roles as explorers, traders and settlers. The Vikings were more than just warriors, they were explorers, traders and builders of societies. Their legacy lives on, not just in our history books, but in our cultures, our laws and even in our DNA.